My name is Debbie Forster. I'm the CEO of the Tech Talent Charter. And first, I'd love to say to everyone, Happy International Women's Day 2021. I love that the theme this year is Choose to Challenge. And when trying to think of an example of when to do it, I'm deciding not to tell you what I do day to day in my job in trying to build a more inclusive, diverse tech sector and society. I wanted to think back to the first time I chose to challenge. So I was in my 30s. I was a new head teacher, pretty new to the space, and in an area where I was one of the only women who was a head teacher, a secondary head teacher, and the youngest in my local authority. And this meant I found myself in a lot of meetings and a lot of discussions that I was the only woman in the room. There was a time that really stuck out in my mind where there was a group of men, I was there, we were talking, and there was a story that was being told and a way in which particularly a man, in one of the head teachers, talked about women and talked about how he talked to one of his female members of staff, and the laughter at the end, etc. And I know I was expected to laugh along too. I'd love to pretend that that was my moment of truth, that I planted my feet and I just stuck my head out and I just championed women. It took me a little bit more of a moment. I didn't laugh. I was very quiet. As that group broke up, I poured myself the cup of coffee, and I found my courage. I chose to challenge. So I walked back up to that individual who was now standing by himself. And I started that first conversation for me to explain to him why that wasn't cool, what he said, why what he said undermined me as a woman, but also as him, as a head teacher and an employer, what that meant to the women working for him, what that meant to the other men, and what that tone was set. And it was hard. It was scary, my first time doing that. And it went well. It wasn't a scales dropping from the eye and he became an instant feminist, but he heard what I said. And after the initial sort of bluster and defensiveness, he listened. He offered some ideas. He apologized and promised me he was going to work on that. Now, again, I don't know. I can't promise that he went out and never said it again, but he certainly never said something like that when I was around again. What that meant is, as much as what happened for him is what happened for me. That's the day I started finding my voice. That's the day I started challenging. So today on International Women's Day, if you've not found your moment to choose to challenge, and I say that to the women and the men, because we can ask you to be allies too. Make this week be a time where you find your moment to lean in and choose to challenge. Happy International Women's Day.